Yeah. Okay. So we'll move on to our next one. Okay. So up next we have Game of Thrones season 7 trailer.
Are there spoilers?
No.
I only
Well,
Spoilers.
made it through
maybe.
season
If you
one.
haven't seen any seasons, yeah, don't watch.
Enemies to the west,
Don't watch at all if you haven't seen
enemies
it.
to the south, enemies to the north. Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat it.
Who's captioning?
We're the last Lannisters. The last ones who count.
I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms. And I will.
Your father and brothers are gone, yet here you stand. Last best hope against the coming storm.
Reek! If we don't put aside our enmities and band together, we will die. And then it doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne.
I like The Onion. I really, really do.
He's gonna die.
More than likely, yes, but
He can't
he's
survive.
probably one of my favorite characters.
He's the best redemption
besides
story they
Ron.
got, and he's gonna die.
The Great
Well, it's not even a redemption story for him. It's just I like the character because he's one of the only really good guys in the entire,
Yeah.
you know.
And Jon Snow. The Great War is here. Okay, so
Not even Jon Snow. Jon Snow's just Jon Snow.
how is he not a good guy?
I'm not saying he's not a good guy. He's not a character that has much of an arc when it really comes down to it. He's a good guy through and through throughout. He hasn't really, there's nothing to him. He's never really had to prove loyalty one way or another, and when he has an opportunity to prove loyalty, he ends up doing what he needs to do to survive, which means he's not really being loyal, even though he ends up going back.
He really falls ass backwards into success every any chance
That's
he gets.
what I mean. Yeah, it's like
he does the wrong
literally-
thing and somehow comes out on top.
Yeah, and generally he gets put into fucked up situations and somehow comes out smelling like a rose. So
yeah,
it's
Well,
like
there for a while, he smelled like a corpse. So.
the Onion. Well, that too, but it's like the Onion is like, yeah, I know we're killing it for Saul.
Yeah, don't
The-
look,
the
don't
Onion-
listen, don't watch.
Yeah, the Onion though is like he is the one of the pure knight characters. He follows the leader he's with, even though he knows he's a fucking rat bastard.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's just there's a lot of stuff the character is really, really good about, and he makes decisions that do not benefit him
Yeah.
because he follows his code.
Yeah.
And it's very, very good. There's a lot of characters in the series that are like that. That like I said, I like Jaime Lannister as a character. I think his character arc's been fantastic throughout the series. And like I said, spoilers, not really spoilers, but my prediction is we were joking a few days ago when this first came out. I still think he's going to end up killing Cersei.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's going to do.
The hero. He turns into the hero then.
For not even the hero, he's the villainous act that is heroic.
Kingslayer becomes an honorary title.
You think he'll do it himself, or someone will have to give him a hand?
I think he will do it himself. Oh God, that is a bad joke. My God, that is a bad joke.
He couldn't handle it. Okay, let me throw my theory out here.
This was just handed to him.
No, but it's like I think that he'll do it himself, and I think that's going to be not only the aspect of him killing another king, but the aspect of him killing his own family. That it would be the ultimate betrayal, and it would destroy from the sense of the actual world that he lives in. He is going to be the ultimate. He's already a pariah for what he did. He's even going to be more of such for what he does, and I think that's just. To me, that's the way that character goes. I think the only thing that's going to save him is what's her name? The fucking blonde chick, the knight. I can't think of her name to save my ass right.
Brienne.
Brianna, yeah. So I think that'll be his only saving grace. But like I said, that's just, to me, that's what I see. So go ahead, Bone.
My theory is, and in the books they talk about it a little bit more, is the 3 heads of the dragon was a big part of the what's it called, Targaryens, and now we know that Jon Snow is one head of the dragon, Daenerys is the second, and my guess is that Tyrion is the 3rd head of the dragon. In the
It's a much smaller head.
in the book, it goes a little bit more into detail of his mother, or the king at the time, the Targaryen king, was really into his mom. So my guess is that he was maybe his son, and so has Targaryen blood in him, and also why the dragons were okay with him being down in the crypts or the dungeon, whatever you want to call that.
And this is going to be made because I've given this some thought since we talked about this, Ben. I think you're 100% right for multiple reasons. The first of which is what we talked about originally. He's one of the only other characters that's been able to get anywhere near the dragons without actually either being threatened by them or killed. Mm-hmm. Also, he's the only son of Tyrion. Or is it Tyrion? Or no? What was the father's name?
The Targaryen.
No, the guy that that he shoots, his father.
Oh yeah, Tywin. Yeah.
He's the only son that doesn't have blonde hair.
Yeah. And
his hair color is brown, which is also Targaryen. So, granted, they have the aspect of the silver-haired, but
they're white.
It's still the aspect that I think you're right, Ben. I got a damn good feeling that you're correct on it. And that's another reason why his father hated him.
Right.
Not for the simple fact that he was and
killed his mother.
Deformed midget and killed his mother. It was the aspect that he wasn't even his real son.
Right.
And the Lannisters wouldn't want to admit that, because it would make them seem weak.
Yeah.
That one of their bastard children is, his wife basically was bedded by the Mad King.
Yeah.
So that would look horrible in his mind, and he already has stated multiple times he's more worried about the family name than he is about anything else.
Plus, then he's protecting him as well, because he's a Targaryen. He's protecting him the same way that Jon Snow was being protected.
Exactly.
Or whatever Jon Snow's name should be. Targaryen.
Which is also the same aspect of maybe, yet again, not necessarily the same reasons, but the honor that is built into a lot of these characters. They do have a martial code of honor, whether they really like to admit it or not.
Right.
They do
no
have
matter how
the
shitty
knights,
they are. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a code of honor that must be respected. So, like I said, I binged watched the fuck out of this series, and I mean, it's fantastic in my opinion.
Who was that?
That was
Who was that?
That looks like, what's her name? That's the fucking the Scorpion. That's the fucking chick from with the 3 daughters and the one really, 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 really hot one. The poison chick.
Yeah. The from what's it called?
The Scorpion
from
or whatever.
From Dorne, yeah. But who's the other one?
That looked like Sansa.
No. I think that's somebody.
Oh, wait.
I don't know who that is. Just somebody random?
You know who that looks like?
Oh, it's what's
her name?
Yeah.
The one that's dead.
Yeah, Reek's sister.
Well, yeah, you're right. Reek's sister.
I forget her name. Forget the character's name.
Yeah.
Because she's she's a lesbian.
The one that got finger banged by her brother. Because incest happens constantly on the show. We just don't remember the Lannisters.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so apparently they get together. So they must land in the south maybe to begin with and work their way north.
I don't see no reason why they wouldn't, because if you want to build armies to fight against the fucking armies that you're not really aware of in a civil war right now, you're going to want to go to the enemy of your enemy is your friend.
Yeah. And they obviously everybody hates Cersei, and especially them.
Yeah,
they really.
And like I said, that's the main reason why I see fucking Jaime killing Cersei. I think it's going to be an exact replay of the history of the armies are going to be surrounding the kingdom, and she's going to basically go batshit crazier than she already is, and she's going to call like the destruction of the city, and he's going to not be able to carry.
Yeah,
through.
she's driven by rage and revenge.
She's not even driven. I don't even. Bone was saying that we were talking about that last night. I don't even think revenge is what drives her anymore. Originally, her driving motivation was protecting her children. She has none. So now it's not even revenge that drives her. I think it's
Power.
It's just that.
Yeah.
It's power corrupts absolutely, and she's literally just. I think she's on the level of the Mad King now. She thinks she's beyond reproach, and I think she's willing to take the entire country down with her. If anything, just as an act of revenge against the wrongs that she feels has been done.
So you do think she's about revenge?
Yeah, maybe you're right, Torrin, but I think it's revenge that's self-destructive in nature, not revenge that's like out to seek to right a wrong kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's trying to right a wrong. I think she's just going to take it out on the world.
I think that she'd be willing to watch the world burn just to enjoy seeing it happen, even if it means it kills her. And like I said, I think that's going to be the thing that makes Jaime kill her. I think Jaime's going to eventually see that the woman he loved is no longer there. She's been completely destroyed, and the only way he can end it is by ending her. So,
yeah. And apparently this season moves very fast. It looks like it's only going to be we're going to figure out who's in charge at the end of the season, and then we're going to turn around and get ready to fight the
Isn't it like 6 episodes or something?
I think it's 7 or 8. Next season is 6.
There's only 8 episodes. HBO did not want to pay the money to have another 2 10-episode seasons. So the last 2 seasons are going to be like 8 and 6 episodes, and it's going to come to a really quick conclusion compared to the way they've been drawing things out, which is kind of disappointing in my.
Well, it's not that much story left. I mean,
there really isn't.
They fight to figure out who's in charge, and then they turn around and start fighting. The White Walkers.
It's going to come to a head really quick. I'm assuming by the end of this, I'm assuming by halfway point, you're going to have the conclusion of basically the warring 3 or 4 kingdoms right now, with the Jon Snow in the north, Cersei in the middle, Dorne, and then with what's her name? My brain is like totally fried right now when it comes to names. The last Targaryen, the blonde, Daenerys coming in, and I think that's going to reach ahead really quick because they're going to go for the throat. And,
but what about the Frostwalkers or whatever?
That'll be next season.
That's going to be next season.
Yeah, they'll have the battle.
They'll have to work together for
battle
that.
for humanity.
We still have the thing is that worries me is that we have so many storylines going on right now. It's going to be really interesting to see how they do it, because you have the main storyline of the battle for the throne, and the lines have been drawn more or less with that. But we also have the storyline of the youngest daughter for man, I can't think of it. What's her name? The
Arya.
Assassin. Arya.
Yeah.
What she's got, she has a completely different game.
They showed her very briefly. In the cold north.
Yeah. So she has a completely different game plan than what actually is going to happen.
So maybe this season will be about finally who's going to be the head of the kingdoms, and then next season she'll unite them for the war, the big war.
Since we're completely going bad shit on the level of speculation, I'm assuming what's going to happen is that I don't think Jon Snow's going to basically be worried about the southern kingdoms right now. I think he's going to be more worried about what's getting ready to come over the wall.
Yeah, I think he cares about taking Cersei out, and I don't think he'll care about taking the
I don't even think he cares about taking Cersei out at this moment in time. I think he's one of the only people in the world right now that realizes that the shit that's going on in the country is basically pales in comparison to what's getting ready to come over the wall.
Yeah, it's much bigger than what's coming is much bigger.
And you also have the aspect of you don't know what's going to happen with Bran because he's coming back, and obviously he's going to meet up with Jon Snow and go basically, yeah, we got a problem.
Oh, and by the way, you're a Targaryen.
Yeah, and by the way, you're
by the way,
you're not actually my brother. You're actually,
you're my cousin.
So you have that aspect. You have Arya. You don't know how she's going to do.
You're my cousin uncle.
She has a lot in common with Cersei. She, as far as she's aware, she is 100% driven by revenge.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't even know. I don't even know if she's aware that Jon Snow is still alive. But other than that, as far as she knows, everybody else in her family is dead. So her motivation is completely getting even with the people that have killed her family. You know, you have the Hound, who's basically still alive, and him with teaming up with the more or less the vigilantes that are basically fighting against everybody. You know, so you have a lot of storylines still going on that it's going to be interesting.
That's why I think the last season is going to be about uniting everybody against a common enemy and just the war, the biggest war.
I think the uniting will probably start. Groups will start getting together to fight Cersei, and then they're all going to be like, "All right, let's get this done and start going north."
My prediction is Jon Snow's not even going to be involved in the fight against Cersei. I think Jon Snow's going to be gathering his forces and getting ready. He may be thinking about it, but I don't think he's going to get involved.
I think he still wants revenge on what he thought was his brother.
Yeah, I think Darius is going to is basically going to come in and wreck Cersei's shit, and fight against her. And I think, like I said, my prediction on is she's going to land, fight them. Her armies are going to crush what's left of the Lannister armies, which are pretty much already in bad shape because they've been fighting war for at least 2, 3, 4 years now in game time world. And she has a fresh, massive cavalry. She's just going to fucking wreck them. They're going to basically push in. Jaime's going to kill her. Whatever's going to happen with that character, I don't know. It's Cersei, or not Cersei. Daenerys is going to sit there and look north. By this time, you're already going to have Jon Snow meet up with Bran. Jon Snow's going to know he's blood. And he's going to basically go down there and go, listen, it's your king. I'm king of the north. You're king of the south. Let's end it at that. Let's not worry and fight this. We have a bigger problem. We need to fight against undead armies that are coming, and that's where the situation is. We are family. We are blood. There's no reason to fight.
Yeah.
You know, let's not become what the Lannisters have basically devolved into, where the family turned against itself.
Give me a dragon.
Let's combine our forces together and fight against the more dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And then the snake in the grass is obviously going to be Dorne, because you don't know how Dorne's going to react. So I'm assuming Dorne will get killed off.
Snake in the sand.
Either way,
the sand.
Hodor.
All right.
And then at the end of that, God only knows what happens. You know what I mean? I would assume maybe that peace comes at some point in time, but like I said, I can't see Jon Snow fighting again. Once Jon Snow finds out who his bloodline is, I can't see him turning against.
Yeah.
It just goes against everything the character is kind of.
And I don't think he cares. I think they'll give the South and Westeros away as long as they can control their own fate in the North.
Wait, well, hold on. You know what? Something just popped in my mind.
Oh boy.
He's a man of the watch. He might have turned his back to it, but that's going to be the out card. He has no claim to the throne. He's already given up any rights.
He never really wanted it.
He's king of the North.
He did.
He's king in the North.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care about
but he doesn't.
Westeros.
But what I'm saying is that it gives him his out. He can go. He can basically go. I was king of the North when it mattered, but at the end of the day, my job is to maintain the wall.
But Daenerys has a claim over him, anyways.
Without a doubt.
She's his aunt.
Yeah. So
she's the eldest. Yeah.
So, like I said, either way, it'll be interesting to see. God only knows. And, who knows? He might just end with everybody dying.
Everybody dies.
That would
the
be
White Walkers win.
Yeah, the White Walkers win.
Fade to black.
That'd be badass.
All right. We'll take a very quick break, get Saul back, and we'll switch to the next video.